Cooking Out of Love, written by Massimo Longo and Maria Grazia Gullo, narrated by Gregory Gottlieb, published by TekTime. Table of Contents: Poolish and Recommendations. Custard Cream, Catanese Arachini, Bolognese Sauce, Homemade Lady Fingers, Catanese Cartucciate, Fresh Leek and Saffron Tagliatelle, Leek and Saffron Sauce, Sponge Cake, Birthday Cake, Milk-flavored biscuits and extra flavoring, Boccia Catupu, Graffe, Pineapple Pie, Beignets, Chocolate Coating for Beignets. Introduction. Just a couple of words before you start reading the book. Do not overlook these points. Read carefully before beginning any recipe. It's divided into two sections. The first one consists of a series of recipes with their respective images, which can be handy when following a recipe for the first time. Because of the limited space, I've had to make a summary of the passages. On the other hand, in the second part, you will find the complete recipe and a few tips for a sure success. The recipe will be more schematic and without pictures so that you can print them out and attach them to your own personal portfolio. For all those that are approaching gluten-free cuisine for the first time, my advice is do not lose heart. These are easy, no-frills recipes. I only recommend you to strictly adhere to the guidance for the gluten-free flours because, in contrast to normal flours, they interact with the other ingredients in a different way. One change and the recipe becomes inedible. Extra flours and ingredients are chosen among those that are guaranteed to be gluten-free. There is no difference among the various flour brands. Just use those you have available at home. However, it is important for the rice flour to be extremely fine. Otherwise, the dish will stick to the palate and you will feel little grains in your mouth. Be careful when using the liquids. When you add them in the mixer, they might look just a little, but do not be deceived. Gluten-free flours take a long time to absorb liquids. More than once at the beginning of my gluten-free culinary journey, I had been deceived and added more liquids than necessary, turning the dough into a sludge. And compared to normal doughs, there is hardly a way back. Moreover, the dough that sometimes might look too soft gets better after the leavening, which will allow you to work the dough. In gluten-free cuisine, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. As I have already said, this type of dough always tends to be softer. You can help yourself with fine rice flour or oil. Also, do not waste too much time on trying to make your creations pretty enough. You will learn how to deal with them. When cooked, they will take a better shape than it seems. Don't take as a reference doughs from traditional cuisine. In fact, with the same density, a gluten-free dough would turn out to be inedible. For some dough, it's recommended to use seed oil when creating the shapes. This prevents the dough from cracking during leavening and turning black if we fry it. Despite the various online sources telling you to leave the dough to rest, I actually advise you against doing that. In fact, there is no glutenic net. The leavening process is particularly difficult when it comes to gluten-free doughs. The latter need an extra push. Hence, I advise you against replacing the following leavening methods with traditional ready-to-make methods, such as using instant yeast sachets,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?